Kathy Helbig joins us. Kathy Helbig Group each and every week. You have the one true question when it comes to real estate.
Ultimate question.
What comes first? Do I buy the house and then sell my house, or do I sell my house and then buy the next house?
Right. I have this conversation several times a week with people. It's chicken or the egg, or I call it the horse and the cart. You know, we got to figure out.
What do you do?
So really, it's sitting down and analyzing your own personal situation. What are your finances? What risks are you willing to take? What is your priority over another? So we sit down and figure out, number one, can you even afford to buy another house without selling your house? That's the first question you have to ask. Is there enough equity? Can you qualify for financing in between? Like, what are those options?
Bridge loans and gap loans.
Bridge loans, correct. Can you carry two mortgages? What's your credit like? All that good stuff.
Right.
Then what's more important to you? Taking the risk on of possibly having two mortgages for a minute? Or is that a better scenario or worse scenario than possibly having to do a double move?
Right.
Because the chances are it's going to be one or the other.
Right.
There are times that we time it just perfectly, but I would rather prepare somebody for the worst case scenario, and if it's something better, then that's a blessing when it happens.
Right.
So really it comes down to the pros and cons of both. So if you sell first, the biggest pro of selling first is that you know exactly how much money you're going to have, because we don't have a crystal ball. We are sitting down with you trying to figure out what we think you're going to get for your house.
Right.
But ultimately, the buyer decides what you're going to get.
We also know exactly when you have to move out.
Exactly. So you have more control of the situation when you sell your house first. You also are not going into negotiations with your hand tied behind the back trying to do a contingency contract.
Right.
So in this market, it's been pretty rare, unless a house has been on the market for a while, that a home seller is going to consider an offer that has attached to it, I need to sell my house.
Right.
So those are all the things that are positives. The negative is you are going to probably have to figure out interim pricing. You are possibly not going to have the exact timing that when your house sells and you close, that your dream house is on the market.
Right.
That's the big thing for a lot of people. They say, I don't want to move unless I find the perfect house.
Right.
So it becomes a little bit tricky as to what's going to happen.
I'm kicking the tires. I'm kicking the other tire. Oh, there's my dream house. Now I got to put the bid in. Now I got to get my house ready.
Exactly. But the problem is your dream house is probably somebody else's dream house too that doesn't have a house to sell, and then you lose it. So that's when we start shifting gears a lot of times. Then people will go, okay, maybe we need to go ahead and start thinking about a double move, because really that's going to be your best option.
Right.
So I hate for people to get themselves backed into a corner where they feel like they have to settle on a house because their home is sold.
I got to find something quick.
Exactly.
Let me just take this.
Exactly.
Right.
So those are really the big things that we have to sit down and talk through with you. What is your own personal situation? Get you comfortable with the two worst case scenarios, and then we will decide which avenue to start first with you.
Well, and then, when you're talking about selling, and then it's like, okay, you've got to then walk me, take my hand, and show me this is how we're going to sell the house.
Exactly.
We don't have time to play around.
Exactly. And a little bit of a bridge option, which is really great nowadays for people, is if we go ahead and decide we need to find the home first and we're going to follow it with selling your house, when we're in the middle of that process and we kind of start getting a feel for, there's lots of homes out there, you're likely going to find something. So we go ahead and start showing houses and getting serious about it. Then we can start a coming soon process on your listing where it's not really actually on the market, but we're starting to test the waters so that you get a little bit more comfort level on how the two of them are going to play. And every once in a while, they all just fall together at the same time, and everybody's really happy.
That's Kathy Helbig, and that's why you call her, because she knows all the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and you can avoid all of the pitfalls. KathyHelbigGroup.com, 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD, or KathyHelbigGroup.com.